I'm Susan Harrison, Senior Vice President with Exit Realty Corp International. Recently, Kathy Dooley shared a wonderful story about the exit formula in action in her region, and I asked her to share it with all of us. Kathy?
Hey, Susan, it's Kathy Dooley, regional owner for Exit Realty of Alabama and Mississippi. Hey, I was so honored when you asked me if I would share the story about how beneficiary residuals really have impacted our region. Our business model, we walk it, we talk it, we show it on paper. Man, I just have to share with you, we have really seen it in action within our region. Our world and everybody in it has gone through something over the last few years we never saw in our lifetime, and that was COVID. It changed a lot of people's lives, and unfortunately, a lot of lives were lost. Our region as a whole, even though we're a small region with just Alabama and Mississippi, within 10 weeks, we lost 9 realtors as well as 1 owner. Heartbreaking is not even a word that comes close to what we experienced as a family in our region, as well as you guys mourned with us. It was really, really tough. Troy and I went to more funerals than we ever care to go to again. But we actually got to experience our business model as a whole. We see it every day in residuals that are paid out by corporate office for people that are working with us. Every day. We earn them too, and thank you for it. We also see people go into retirement and enjoy being able to take some time off with family members, just go into a retirement mode and enjoy the residuals paid out by corporate office from there as well. But the part that really, really got to us this past year was the beneficiary residual. And we actually got to see that played out and still being played out today for several people in our region. So I wanted to share with you a story about one of our owners that passed because of COVID. I met Martin Andrews well over a year ago. He had a large team, did a lot of volume with another brand in Central Alabama. When I met him, I knew he was an amazing leader because he had a heart for people. He had a vision of how he wanted to impact the communities that he served, and he just exuded leadership. He was also one of those personalities that people were attracted to come hear what he had to say. Martin was, larger than life, but he gave more than he got. I mean, he just had the biggest heart. So again, I knew right then, after getting to know Martin, he was going to be not only a blessing to many, but he was going to be a blessing to our region. As time progressed, he went through all the process. He decided that yes, Exit was a good fit for him, but he wanted to open an Exit franchise. And so we were so thrilled to be able to have not just him, but also his lovely wife, April, on the ownership as well. So when he bought his franchise, he was at first going to purchase the franchise and stay where he was at with his team until around September. Now, he signed his papers on June 23rd, 2021. And he really was going to have a gap of about a month and a half, maybe even 2 months before he could get into the building that he really wanted to get into and get his office up and running. But something told him, I don't know, he just felt like it was the right move to move his team to an environment where they would have the tools, the technology, and the things that they needed to elevate their business to the next level. And we even had individuals come in and speak with them. Myself, my husband, we had Annette Anthony Zoom in. We even had another owner broker that welcomed him in with open arms into her office. So again, during that time, so they could have a good, smooth transition. So on June 23rd, when he signed his papers, a little over a week or 2 after that, he ended up bringing his whole team over to Exit so that they could go ahead and start learning the tools and technology and really getting used to what they were going to be working with. So again, very, very different as far as the plan he initially thought. We were deep into COVID at that time. So everybody was worried about, everybody and making sure we were taking precautions. But things happened, and he contracted COVID. And unfortunately, a little over a month and a half later, Martin passed away. And it was heartbreaking. It still is heartbreaking. There's not a day that goes by that we don't think of him. Like I said, he was bigger than life. So he impacted a lot of people and he never really realized it, including Troy and I and Frankie. So when he made them the move and they all came over and he passed away on August 17th, about a month and a half later, we all went into, of course, heartbreak mode and mourning and things like that, but we knew we had to rally together and we had to support this family. April's still an owner in the system. We had this team that was now in an office without their leader that was going to take them to the new office, but everybody rallied around them. And we knew that we needed to give them all time to mourn. But one of the things that really stood out to us is we knew that if Martin would not have made that move and moved that team over to an exit office temporarily, they would not have received any beneficiary residual, and his wife would not have received any additional income from corporate office in that beneficiary residual model. So think about that. You know, if you really think about it, if he'd have made a different decision and left his team and himself at the other company, and then the week of grand opening moved over to the new location, we wouldn't have made it there because he passed on August 17th. But because he made that decision, and we have the business model that we have with beneficiary residuals, April was able to receive beneficiary residuals from our corporate office to help provide for not only herself, but for also her two children that they have. So again, we see it on paper, we talk about it, we walk the walk, and we talk the talk. I can tell you, we see it in action every single day now within our region. I couldn't be more proud to work for Exit Realty because the model that we have in place not only rewards people while they're working there, continues to reward people while they're retired, or if they decide to step into part-time status, but it gives us all an opportunity to leave a legacy. And Martin Andrews really left a legacy. In fact, a funny story is he was going to open his new office and it was going to be called Exit New Beginnings Realty. But things change. We're so proud and so honored that April, his wife, picked up the torch and decided that she was going to go ahead and open up an Exit Realty office. But she wanted to change the name. She wanted to live out Martin's legacy. So they're Exit Legacy Realty. We could not be prouder of the entire team over there in Leeds, Alabama. So again, thank you, Exit Realty Corp International, for a fabulous business model that Steve Morris created for all of us to have the opportunity to earn a third stream of income paid out by corporate office. And it's nice to know that even in the hardest times and darkest of days, that you guys have a model that really can give us some light and impact us in a more positive way. So thanks again. I hope you guys can understand we're still mourning. We're still going through it, but that business model really does help when you wouldn't have had anything else anywhere else. So again, I hope you go out, make a difference in somebody's life today. Smile, it's free, and you can change somebody's life by simply a smile. So again, thanks, Susan, for having me on. If anything I can ever do for anybody, or if, hey, you want to hear about the business model and somebody's watching this that's not with Exit, you need to connect with somebody that's with Exit and let them tell you all about it, or call me. That'll be fine too. But again, I hope I am able to share this with you, and I hope it means something to you. And it makes us all realize, let's make sure that we make a difference in people's lives. Have a good day. Talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you to everyone for watching. If you'd like to learn more information about how Exit is real estate humanized, visit joinexitrealty.com.